Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video we'll be taking a look at the new White Dwarf magazine, issue 486. The cover's looking awesome this month, really nice image on the front there, and this is the one that you get if you subscribe to it and pay by quarterly or annual payments. And if you just pick up the odd copy from your newsagents or a supermarket or somewhere like that, then you're going to get a different cover. And then on the back you can see it's got all the contents in there, so this is really nice how they've done this. It used to be a full cover image, but I like how they've changed it to put all the contents on the back, so you can see exactly what's going to be included. And then they've done it in two chunky sections: Warhammer 40k, Age of Sigmar, and then other games later on. Right, let's start working through the magazine, and hopefully this will give you a good idea about what's included so you can make your mind up whether or not you'd like to add it to your collection. And on the inside you always get the info for the subscription there, much cheaper. It's only £5 a month as opposed to $6.99, and then you get some images here showing you what you might expect, the contents again, and then get some pullouts each month. They're doing this, and they've been doing that for a while now, which is really nice. Then you've got the contact section where people send pictures in. I've always been wanting to do one of those barrels for my orcs. Never got round to it though. Maybe one day. But great to see what everyone's up to, and they're sending in different images from across the games. At the moment, I'm on a bit of an Age of Sigmar drive, so anything Stormcast Eternal, and especially the Thunderstrike models, is really jumping out to me. So for the Tale of Warlords section, I'm definitely noticing all the paint job they've done on these out of everything else. This Tale of Warlords here, this section is going through a challenge to paint and convert an easy to build Stormcast Eternals Vindictor or Space Marines Intercessor in the style of their choosing, and to write 150 words about the creation. So this is giving you a little look at what they've been up to at GWHQ there. I'm on a bit of a mission myself at the moment to get to 100 Patreon members on my Patreon account, and so it'd be great if you consider joining. And once we get to that goal, I'll be doing narrative battle reports on the channel and also offering some extra related perks for those battle reports. So it'd be awesome if you wanted to check that out and see what's going on. There's a link in the description down below, and of course a thank you so much to everybody who's joined so far. Really appreciate your support and couldn't do this without you. Right, let's get back to that Tale of the Four Warlords. Next month they're going to be cutting it down to 16 participants for another painting challenge. Now we're on to Warhammer 40k, and we're going to get to see this nice double sprayed battlefield. I really love these photos. This is what the magazine's all about for me. Really good fun to see the different terrain, just to get some inspiration. But one thing I noticed about this month is the paper is just a little bit cheaper looking than normal. I mean, it's very thin. It's only a magazine after all, but you can really see all the lines in it, so it's not great quality this month. But anyway, we're having a look at the Flashpoint Herald of Misery now. Flashpoints are a series of articles exploring different regions in 40k and also in Age of Sigmar. And then we're on to this Conveyor Carnage, Arcs of Omen Herald of Misery. This is all about boarding actions. It's going to give you some new missions, some new rules, and so just to add to the game a little bit, giving you some different ways to play. Then you're going to get one of these pullouts, and these are the little sections you'll cut out and use as the conveyor belt. So you've got the Manufactorum Mayhem games there with all the different things you need for your battle. And then you're going to get lots of different missions. So this is really cool. This is a great thing about the magazine. And they've really been pushing boarding action. So if you've been enjoying that part of the game, then I think you're going to really like this. There's lots to be getting on with here. And then as we get past the missions, we've also got the Strike Force Rallion with new boarding action stratagems, so building up and layering up on those rules. And then you can see an analysis of one of the missions, Hunt the Damned mission, and this is from Arcs of Omen Vashtor. I really like what they've done with the doors on this, how they've painted just around them in yellow. That's really making them stand out, which I think would make a huge difference during gameplay. I think that's a really nice touch, something I might add to my set actually. But here we go, you can see that they've detailed that here in the extra gubbins section. So really nice job, really like that, and some great photography of the different armies taking part. And then this Painting a Space Hulk 1 to 12 guide is really helpful. If you haven't built and painted yours yet, then I think you could certainly get something from this. Especially number 1, where they've used the Agrelin Earth technical paint first before priming. That's a really nice idea. Now we're on to Kill Team, a little bit of fiction to read through. So if that's your thing, you can have a little bit of a read through that. And then we're going to get on to Excess Enemies, 6 new multiplayer missions for Kill Team Into the Dark. If you grabbed a copy of the Kill Team Annual, you'd have seen the multiplayer options, but this is really cool to have this in the magazine here. We've got some more conveyor belts for those board and action missions, but here's some ideas for playing with 3 or 4 players. You put 2 boards together, 2 lots of terrain, or even 1 lot. By the looks of it, could be 1 lot of terrain and just space it out a bit more. And then you've got different drop zones, so you make the board a little bit bigger there, and then off you go. You can play your multiplayer games, which I think will be really fun. Now we're on to Operation Briefing, What Lurks in the Dark Depths of a Space Hulk, and this is by Elliot Hammer, the lead games developer for Kill Team, and he's created some more rules to play with in the Gallowdark terrain, but I think there's enough to be fair already. Anyway, here's Warhammer Age of Sigmar next, the Eternal War for the Conquest of the Mortal Realms, and we're going to get the rules for Regiments of Renown. This I'm really happy about because I picked up the Arch Revenant and Gossamer Archers, who are the Elthwin's Thorns Regiment of Renown, so they're really cool. Great models and a really nice price to get them together, but this is going to give you all the ideas and rules you need to put them together, include them in your different armies, and so it's going to work through the organisation, how you include them in your different army depending on the Grand Alliance you go with, and then it's going to give you some extra abilities to use on top of the ones that they have already on their war scrolls. So looking forward to trying them out and adding them to my Stormcast Eternals. Then we've got Flashpoint Rondel, so we're going to be exploring this area of Age of Sigmar now, and then building on that narrative. Then we go on to War Hosts with Orruk War Clans, some modelling and painting inspiration, and this is going to give you some ideas for different ways you might like to paint your army. And it's got big models, small models, you got a nice battlefield here. This one's pretty crazy, the Broken Faces. That's really quite different actually, they look absolutely mental. Then as we turn the page, we've got Zordrek's Crew by Fermin Morillo, another way to paint your crew boys. And then another one, Krokrak's Clan. I love these terrain pieces. I think they're something that could be quite achievable easily with some foam and a little bit of texturing. That'd be great, really nice. And then combining it with something like this, that could look pretty interesting. I'll just go back to that because it looks like they've carried on that kind of theme with like a skull entrance to a cave system or something. And some of the missions are actually fought underground in Age of Sigmar, so that's pretty nice. Now we're on to Flashpoint Clash, Bark and Brine. Some very nice artwork here. Look at that. Is that a Tree Lord there? Looks fantastic. Really nicely done. And the magazine's great for the photography and the artwork. Here's another pull-out. You're going to get all of Grisel's Aranai, the Warcry cards and abilities. So that's really nice. Great that they're doing that for the Underworld sets. But this section now is about the Flashpoint Clash between Idoneth, Deepkin and Sylvaneth, a mini campaign to play with those two facing off against each other. Then we're on to glory points for Warhammer Underworlds. And so yeah, if you're playing this, there's a little bit there. Not much though, just a couple of pages. But very nice for Warcry. A nice amount of info on the Bladeborn fighters. So if you haven't used any of those yet, now you can use Grisel's Aranai in your games. You've got the cards and the abilities in here as well. But great to have them as pullouts. Then a little section on Necromunda, the Battle for Sump City. And this is going to give you part 2 of the campaign. So a little bit of reading there. Some nice photography for this gang. That looks great. Nice that they've used the vehicles there from all different games and different factions. Looks like some kind of orc vehicle up there mixed up with something else. And then a little bit of reading for the Black Library. Quite a lot of reading actually. They always put quite a large section in the back. And then inside the studio, just seeing what's been going on with the painting. Little paint guide. Not much in the way of paint guides this week. Some of the recent issues have been pretty good for the painting. But anyway, here we go. Hobby bingo. Again, I always forget about this. I never do it. And then on the back, we can see that next time we're going to see Angron featured heavily in the magazine. So there we are, that's issue 486 of the White Dwarf magazine, and hopefully this video has given you a good idea about what's included. So thank you so much for watching, hope you liked it. If you did, please hit the like button, subscribe for more videos like this one, and look forward to seeing you here next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. Thank you so much to my Patreon supporters for being there right from the beginning, helping me to keep going with these daily reviews, previews and how to play videos. Loads more to come for all your favourite games. And again, thank you so much. I couldn't do this without you.